Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. If you have a news topic or event that you would like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119. Today's show runs Tuesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is August 6, 2019, and now the News at Noon. August 1st, the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue, announced the U.S. Department of Agriculture's, the USDA's, Forest Service proposed changes to how the agency manages greater sage grouse in Colorado, Idaho, Nevada, Wyoming, and Utah after hearing concerns from states and land users. As quoted from their press release, the changes strive to improve the clarity, efficiency, and implementation of the current sage grouse plans. Quote, "The Forest Service continues to promote our multiple-use mission while ensuring conservation of greater sage grouse habitat," Secretary Perdue said. "We are sharing the stewardship of the lands with Western state governors. Their extensive participation throughout this process was the key to landscape-scale conservation that aligns our policies and practices across local, state, and federal jurisdictions." The Forest Service published their final environmental impact statement in the Federal Register, and the objection period will last 60 days from the date of the publication of the Notice of Availability. After considering objections, the Forest Service intends to continue the planning process by issuing a final decision document regarding the revised plan amendments in the fall of 2019. Greater sage grouse populations have been impacted by a variety of threats, including the loss of habitat from wildfire and the spread of invasive weeds like cheatgrass. In 2015, the USDA's Forest Service, along with the Department of Interior's Bureau of Land Management, amended land management plans in an attempt to address threats and improve habitat conservation for greater sage grouse. Stakeholders have since raised concerns that the 2015 plans would impact economic growth and did not align with conservation plans laid out by the states. To address these concerns, USDA engaged in an historic collaboration effort to build partnerships between state and local governments, ranchers, universities, nonprofit groups, and businesses in order to better align changes to the 2015 plans with stakeholder knowledge. USDA applied lessons learned and concerns voiced by a diverse set of stakeholders, including grazers and other land users, in the 2019 proposed changes. The 2019 plans have been adapted to take into account site-specific conditions to ensure ranchers, permittees, and industry can adapt to their local conditions rather than be forced to conform to a one-size-fits-all national approach. Key changes include the following. The 2019 plans allow for greater flexibility and local control of conservation and management actions related to sage grouse, ensuring that we can both conserve the habitat and enable grazers to maintain their livelihood. USDA has revised grazing guidelines to shift from rigid prescriptive standards to common sense, locally driven strategies. The 2019 plans also align state and federal conservation standards so ranchers and other land users have one set of standards instead of dealing with multiple complex layers of restrictions. The new changes also align mitigation options with state-based systems, so mitigation strategies on how to ensure no net loss of habitat are locally supported, not a one-size-fits-all standard. And the 2019 plans maintain the goal of preventing any net loss to critical sage grouse habitat, but no longer require the unreasonable standard that every action increase conservation. This enables local stakeholders to determine what strategies to implement, where, and how, while still conserving sage grouse habitat. As reported in the Telluride Daily Planet with a file photo. Now that the governor's signature has dried on a bill that will permit social cannabis consumption, it's up to Colorado's municipalities to decide whether to opt in once the bill goes live in 2020. Telluride Town Council mulled the possibilities at last Tuesday's Town Council meeting. In a town that supports 5 licensed dispensaries, the need for a place to legally imbibe products procured there has been, by law, limited. Most hotels and condos forbid smoking of any kind in the rooms, and lighting up in a car or on Main Street is illegal. And consuming cannabis on federal land, read the ski areas, is also forbidden. Town Attorney Kevin Geiger outlined the details of the new state law, asking council, quote, "Is the town of Telluride willing to opt in?" There are myriad regulations surrounding social smoking in a municipality. Among them, there can be no liquor on premise, no tobacco, and no sales to those visibly impaired. With a hospitality license, members must bring their own cannabis, and the license holder cannot give out free samples. The social smoking area can be a part of a restaurant as long as the area is separated and the restaurant does not have a liquor license. The laws pertaining to a hospitality and sales license scenario dictate that product must be purchased on-site, and much like a wine corking fee takeaway option in a restaurant, any unused portion may be taken home by the consumer. If any unused cannabis is left in the social smoking establishment, however, it must be destroyed. Bringing one's own weed would not be allowed in a hospitality and sales scenario. Geiger told council members that while they could not create looser regulations, they would be permitted to add rules, similarly to their powers regarding liquor licenses. Local regulations can be more, not less restrictive, Geiger explained. He said they could enforce distance regulations from schools, recreational facilities such as the town park pool, or even exclude a social smoking area from the historic downtown district. Among the potential license holders under the new law, current licensed dispensaries could apply for a tasting room license, similar to a brewery tasting room, and hotels, performance venues, art galleries, yoga studios, and other businesses can apply for private consumption licenses and limited sales. There is also the ability in the new laws to apply for mobile services, such as tour buses and limousines, as well as for temporary special event licenses. While some on council expressed trepidation, council member Genevieve Chonette voiced support for beginning the process soon. A 2-reading ordinance would be required, Geiger said, and in order to be able to go live as soon as the Colorado law goes into effect in January, they'd have to start soon. This is really an interesting and unique industry, she said. Let's continue to be on the forefront and make history. Others on council were more reserved at the prospect of offering local and visiting cannabis consumers a place to light up without fear of retribution. This is not a need, it's a desire, said Councilmember Tom Watkinson. Let's ease into it. Another work session is tentatively scheduled for September 10th. And reported in the Journal, recent rockfall on Colorado Highway 145 northeast of Dolores has prompted the Colorado Department of Transportation to conduct mitigation work on the ridgeline above the roadway. Beginning on Wednesday, tomorrow, CDOT contractor Geostabilization International will conduct rockfall mitigation between milepost 14 and 29. The project is expected to last from August 7th through the 16th. Travelers will encounter up to 20-minute delays along the 14-mile stretch where the work is being done. The section is from where the highway turns north past Dolores to a couple of miles beyond Stoner. The traffic stops will allow crews to perform hillside operations and to remove rock or debris from the roadway, said CDOT spokeswoman Lisa Schwantes. Crews will identify and dislodge hazardous rocks by hand using tools and will be working from south to north. Quote, they will be working as quickly as they can. Please be patient, Schwantes said. We want to make sure that any problematic areas are identified and safely mitigated. Motorists are urged to slow down and watch for flaggers, work crews, and heavy equipment in the area. On May 21st, you'll remember 2 house-sized boulders fell 1,000 feet onto the highway at milepost 21. The road was closed and 1 lane was reopened 3 days later. 9 weeks later, the highway had been repaired at a cost of $1.12 million. One boulder that landed on the roadway weighed 2.3 million pounds and had to be blasted apart for removal. The other 8.3 million pound boulder wiped out a section of the highway and came to rest on the shoulder where it remains. Governor Jared Polis named it Memorial Rock because it fell over Memorial Day weekend. Since the dramatic rockfall, geotechnical crews have been visiting the area to survey for hazards and have identified some places that need attention, Schwantes said. And now let's take a look at this week's weather. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 88, southeast winds around 5 miles an hour. Tonight is when we might see some isolated showers and thunderstorms between 7 and 11 p.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 60 degrees. North winds are 5 to 10 miles an hour, and the evening chance of precipitation is just 20%. Wednesday, however, we move into a 50% chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms afternoon. Partly sunny with a high near 85 degrees. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour become west in the afternoon. Wednesday night, we drop now to a 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms before midnight. Partly cloudy with a low around 57. West winds are gentle around 5 miles an hour, becoming calm by the evening. And our Thursday is showing a 40% chance for showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. The rest of the day, mostly sunny with a high near 84 degrees. Thursday night, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms ending by midnight. Partly cloudy with a low around 58. And once again, we see for Friday a 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high near 84 and continuing heading into Friday night with that slight chance for precipitation, which is better than it showed yesterday when heavy rains were being predicted. Mostly cloudy and a low around 57. And still in the forecast for Saturday, a slight chance for showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. However, mostly sunny with a high near 84. Saturday night, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before midnight, partly cloudy with a low around 56. And Sunday is still looking lovely with mostly sunny skies and a high near 83 degrees, and Sunday night mostly clear with a low around 54. And now back to the news. Oil and gas industry update for possible future in Colorado after Senate Bill 181. This is a report from KUNC out of Weld County. At a drill rig east of Greeley, dozens of workers are focused on moving equipment around a massive tower. But site manager Colby Eddington says there's another thing on everyone's mind. Quote, "We may have to take our trucks and go to Wyoming or Texas or Oklahoma or something, which means I'm going to lose my guys," he said. For now, rig work in Colorado is steady. Eddington is worried that that will change in the next 6 to 12 months. Since the passage of Senate 181 in April, at least 8 communities have paused the permitting of new wells while they interpret the new law. This has left hundreds of applications in limbo. But Weld County, where most of Colorado's oil and gas is produced, is making itself a sanctuary for the industry. Last month, they voted on a land use ordinance that opened up more of the county to energy development. And starting this week, they're taking their boldest step yet. On Monday, the county opened a new oil and gas department, formerly called the Weld County Oil and Gas Energy Department. It comes 4 months after Colorado lawmakers passed that Senate Bill 181. Jason Maxey is the new department's director. Quote, "This is the hearing room that we have here," he said, pointing to 4 rows of neatly arranged chairs. "So right now the hearings are about to be scheduled once a week, and again, that's a little bit dependent on workload." Maxey said that he hopes it sends a message of certainty to residents who work and benefit from the industry. "I think the message that I would like to tell the community and the operators is that this department will take a very hard, very comprehensive look at development, just like any other surface use development," he said. The main idea, according to Weld County Commissioner Barbara Kirkmeyer, is to create a one-stop shop for oil and gas affairs as opposed to just going through state regulators. "It's pretty black and white," she said. "Did you get the weeds controlled? Are you controlling the dust? Are you turning the lights off at night so that you're compatible and they're not shining in on a residential property right next to you?" Those type of things. Kirkmeyer said the new agency will help shorten normally lengthy permit processing times by weeks and hopefully make oil and gas less of a political issue. "You now, oil and gas industry, are working with a local government that respects the industry, expects responsible development, and will do what we're held accountable for," Kirkmeyer said. But there are already questions about how much power the new department will actually have. Last month, the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission sent a letter to Weld commissioners saying the state still reigns supreme over wells sitting in parts of the county. With the passage of Senate Bill 181, which is now law, we had our land use regulations enhanced, Kirkmeyer said. We also had a delegation of authority from the state. Both sides are still talking. Arend said there are differences of opinion that are going to take longer to figure out. Senate Bill 181 did elevate public health, safety, welfare, and the environment as a consideration in issuing permits, he said. The county will have to follow that. And so those are some of the conversations that need to happen. Back at the drill rig site, manager Colby Eddington said takes some comfort in the opening of the new office. He says it sends a positive message to his crew and even people who don't work in the industry. "I think it's great," he said. "It's part of the social norm, or I guess I shouldn't say just the social norm. It's just part of life in Colorado." And from westward, photo by iStock, Anton McMullen. Medical marijuana, as of August 2nd, is now a legal alternative to opioid prescriptions in Colorado, in the latest of several wins for cannabis advocates in 2019. Governor Jared Polis signed Senate Bill 13 into law on May 23rd, and that gives Colorado doctors the power to recommend medical marijuana for any condition for which opioids are currently prescribed. Quote, "Colorado loses a community member to drug overdose roughly every 9 hours, with opioids contributing to over half of those deaths. Those deaths are preventable," Polis said during the bill signing. In light of these statistics, it is incumbent on our lawmakers to provide physicians with opportunities to discuss alternatives to opioids and to provide patients with choices, even if additional research regarding medical marijuana is still necessary. Polis was citing a report from the Colorado Health Institute that studied over 1,000 drug overdose deaths in the state in 2017. The study emphasized the concentration of deaths in southern Colorado, with the combined rates in Pueblo and Las Animas counties more than doubling the state average. However, populated counties such as Denver and El Paso also had rates higher than the state average. A study done by several universities showed that counties with medical marijuana dispensaries had 6 to 8% fewer opioid overdose deaths and 10% fewer heroin overdose deaths than counties without them from 2009 to 2015. Introduced as an aid to helping end the opioid crisis in Colorado, the bipartisan bill had a relatively smooth ride through the state legislature. And now today's High Canyon Country happenings. In all things county fair news, our neighbors to the west are hosting their San Juan County Fair in Monticello, Utah. And this Thursday is the big concert starting at 7:30 p.m. They're so excited to announce that Easton Corbin will be the 2019 San Juan County Fair concert. August 8th, and it's August 8th. Check out Easton's new song, Somebody's Gotta Be Country, they suggest. Tickets can be purchased ahead of time from Cassie Featherhat at the San Juan Record in Monticello, BCL in Blanding, or by phone by calling 435-587-2277. And to our neighbors to the east, Dolores, the town, is hosting their Escalante Days. Games, food, and music. It's a blast, and on the 10th, Saturday, the 11th annual Escalante Days and Nights Music Festival will be held at the Dolores River Brewery, and that starts at 2 p.m. It's $10 at the door, beginning with the Lindells, and then Genuine Cowhide, Last Nickel, Karut Roma, Little Brother at 9 p.m. and 10:45, The Crags, with special appearances by troubadour Donnie Johnson and Alex Westfall, all hosted by local comedian and producer Jill Carlson. And I posted up all of these High Canyon Country happenings on our Facebook page, which is at DCTV News at Noon, so you can look up those phone numbers and dates. We also upload the daily news to our YouTube channel, which you can search for with the same name, DCTV News at Noon, and the broadcast is also posted to the general Facebook page, where we add links to stories of interest, share other event or news, and where you can join in on the conversation too. This is your local community TV station, so if you have something you'd like to share, contact us by email, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call us at the station, 970-677-4119, and we'll be happy to help. Thank you for tuning in to the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, Colorado. We are now airing the show at noon Monday through Friday, and then it's available on demand online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page. We encourage you to please like us there and share it with a friend. This has been a production of DCTV for the News at Noon program out of Colorado, Dove Creek, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Thank you for watching.